what's up everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Resident Roleplay. This is a show where a group of friends and I get together and play homebrewed tabletop RPG set in the world of Resident Evil. I'm your host and GM, and welcome back everybody.
Hola.
Hello.
So, unfortunately, Melchiah will not be joining us tonight. He's got some personal issues to sort through, so, and then in line with the fact that we just can't seem to catch a break, Lauren kind of fell a little bit ill just yesterday. So Lauren's not quite 100%, but we'll still be here, so we're kind of down 1.5 players. But I'll be kind of running Katara in the interim. So, that being said, are we ready to jump in and pick up where we last left off?
I believe so.
I've been waiting all week.
Well, I mean,
Good.
where we left off was... It could be anywhere now.
I should also note, before we jump right into things, that yesterday, at least at the time of this live streaming, we released a video on the PCube channel regarding the public playtest for Resident Evil Untold, which is the system, the homebrew system, that we use to run Resident Evil games on the show. So that's pretty neat. A lot of people have asked us about the system ever since the game or the show first started up. So if you're interested in playing it, well, now's your opportunity, and we're soliciting feedback and all that kind of stuff. There's some forms and whatnot that you could fill out and give your players to fill out. So all around good stuff. But yeah, if you're interested in playing this same system, you can get your hands on it now. And of course, those links to all those PDFs and whatnot will be continually updated, so you'll get the latest and greatest. One thing I didn't mention in that video that I probably should is, I guess, I would say probably keep an eye on our social media feeds, especially on Twitter and whatnot, to keep up to date with any, change notes and things like that that may be going on, and so that you could be notified whenever we make any updates or revisions to it. And if you're on our community Discord server, we'll probably be making mention of that there as well. So that's about all in the way of announcements. So let's go ahead and dive right into things then. So, previously on Resident Roleplay. In the Pacific, Mr. G stole intel off a Manifold ship, which then launched 3 missiles with bioweapon payloads across the ocean. A couple of days prior, Katara and Nuria were hired by a wealthy entrepreneur named Samuel Emerson to look into a possible early outbreak in the Philippines. And you were joined by Kevin and your new bioterrorist frenemy, Ashley Madigan, who went with you as you took the trip to Manila, and there you were transported to a slaughterhouse by an Emerson Industries manager by the name of Marino Santos. Investigating the factory that he brought you to, you found a dead body which seemed to have been killed a few weeks prior by a plaga infectee. In the rest of the seemingly abandoned factory, you found some supplies, did battle with some stairs, and found your way to the 2nd floor, where you saw Marino outside, being joined by armed reinforcements while speaking over the phone. You decide to counter-ambush this double-cross setup, and soon killed all of these plaga-infected hostiles, save for 2, who you kept alive for questioning. Taking Marino's phone, Katara finished his call with his boss, Samuel Emerson, who in this conversation revealed that he lured you there to die on behalf of the Manifold. So, in the midst of this, one of the Manifold missiles struck the city, unleashing a sort of viral cloud upon the region. And each of you seemed to somehow resist the stronger effects of the infection, but you also fell unconscious in the midst of this. That's where we left off. So, Nuria, you awaken on the muddy ground in the front yard of the factory, where last you remember being. It's a bit of a rude awakening, as the rain is still pouring down. Your clothes are soaked, and you're partially submerged in floodwater. And it's cold, the sky is cloudy, and the atmosphere dimmer than it once was. Aside from the raging storm, the surrounding city is quiet. The urban hustle and bustle has died down a bit.
Uh-huh. Oh, man. She kind of sits up a bit and looks around.
Looking around, you see that the whole scene is just about how you last remembered it, save for the fact that everybody's on the ground. Your allies, if you were to take a moment to look around for them, you would see are just kind of propped up in various places, against like the vans and whatnot that were set up. Still look to be unconscious, but look like they might be in the midst of stirring too, like you, but you definitely seem to be the most alert and awake right now.
She goes to quickly check her vitals and her skin, her veins, just make sure.
Oh yeah,
she's
quick
not
vitals check.
Infected in some sort of way.
Yeah, make a quick medical check.
While she's doing that, I want to note that Ashley is very unceremoniously slumped over her machine gun turret.
Open my sheet. Always forget something.
Well, speaking
sure
of
it's a
forgetting
+3.
stuff, I totally
Not 3,
forgot to roll a warm-up roll, so that today might be your lucky day.
Or not.
Or not, yeah. It could go either way. You don't know.
That's the problem with rolling warm-up rolls. We don't know.
On Acrobat. Laptop's fast or opening documents in my other one. And there, it's almost there. Okay, there we go. It's a plus. Oh, wait, stop loading. There we go. Plus 13, I was right.
Oh, shit. I was going to jokingly say just add a plus 15. I'm sure it's fine.
You weren't too far off. No, yeah, with your biological expertise, you're quite able to check yourself for signs, check your veins, check your pulse, do all of the standard procedures, and you do not seem to find any sign of infection or anything like that. You seem to have been knocked out, kind of like as if you had gone, not necessarily gone under, but maybe got knocked out by some sort of gas, but doesn't seem to have had any strenuous or lasting effects on you after you have woken up here, strangely enough.
Okay. Once she does that, she's gonna get up and start kind of shaking everyone, just
Yeah, you get up, and as I mentioned before, you seem to be the most awake and alert. But as you get up, you do see one other who seems to be awake and alert. One of the surviving goons that you guys had spared seems to have gotten up at this point, and he just pulls this wrench out of his back belt, and he's limping over to Katara, who he sees is kind of slumped over in the floodwater, and he's raising his wrench, and he's looking like he's going to finish the job.
Excuse me, I'm gonna spark shot you.
Make an attack roll.
Five. Yeah, plus 5. Right? Yeah. Probably.
Probably. That hits.
Memory's not doing me good today.
So don't bother rolling for damage. He was pretty worse off last you guys left him. So you hit him with the spark shot, and he's just and then just falls into the water, and his head is kind of submerged. So he looked pretty rightly fried after that, and now he's kind of in the deep end, so to speak.
Reserve and just kind of props Katara up so she's not getting
Yeah,
water in
yeah.
her
You,
nose
you
now.
look. Yeah, you look. You see the ground. You know, it was kind of. It was kind of up to everybody who's like kind of propped up and leaning against something. It's kind of up past their waist, but Katara is kind of flat on the ground. So she looked to have been just about on the verge of drowning if the water were to go any higher. So you make quick to prop her up.
So can Kevin wake up at
Subconscious,
this point?
So you're Nuria, you said you're gonna walk around kind of shaking everyone awake.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So the rest of you drowsily sort of come to with her prompting.
Oh man, that was some dream. Whew. Oh wait, it wasn't a
coat.
dream. Oh crap.
My coat is ruined. I'm gonna kill that man.
I think we might have more to worry about than your coat.
The man is dead. Where's that phone? Give me
What?
that phone. I'm
Uh,
gonna start looking for the phone that we used to contact him. Or he was contacting.
Last you
Alright.
saw, Katara had that phone.
Kevin holds up a hand. Stop. Wait. You need to play it safe here. They don't know if we're dead or not. If we reveal that we're not dead, they will come after us.
All the better. Better they come to me than I go to them. And I'm just gonna start looking for the phone.
All right.
Can I try to race for the phone?
Well, as soon as like
Yuri's not letting it.
as soon as all of you kind of start converging on Katara, Katara's kind of just like stop, and she's kind of coming to, and she's just like pushing, just like slapping y'all back.
Just slapping
like-
us away.
Yeah, just kind of batting you away, and she still seems kind of drowsy. And she's like, what happened? Miss.
We all got knocked out by something, and now there's flood water.
Well, you came in here for we were supposed to come here for some sort of bioterrorist attack. Looks like you got yours. Just came a little early.
I
Yeah.
really know this is what we wanted.
Well, how are we still alive right now?
Beats me. Too far from the blast site.
I think we were right on top of the blast site, actually, so it's a good question to ask.
Well, we were on the outskirts of the city, right?
No, you're in the inner city.
Inner city?
Yeah, you're on a closed off like piece
Oh.
of property, but yeah,
Okay.
you're still pretty much inner city.
I didn't get to check all of you guys' vitals, but you all seem okay.
The vitals are fine. And I'm just gonna like quickly do a check,
Okay.
like press some buttons on my thing and like have a couple of them check my vitals.
Yeah, your vitals read fine. You all seem to, and if Nuria, if you were to go around checking everybody else and inspecting them the same way you did yourself, you would find nobody seems to be showing any adverse effects.
Knowing this, Kevin just gives a grim smile, just thinking back to Johannesburg.
Oh yeah. And yeah, that storm is still raging. Again, the rain's pouring down, and you all are rightfully soaked and have been soaked for a good little while.
We need to get somewhere before we catch a cold.
We need to get that phone.
Agreed.
And Katara
We can-
starts going through her pockets. It's just like, yeah. And she relocates that phone. She's like, she starts messing with it, and it's just like, I think this thing has been submerged for too long. It's not doing us any good.
Ah, crap. I mean, at least they can't find us, but still.
In
They'll
fact,
use that to maybe trace where they are or something.
Could we do something like take the SIM card out and put it into a newer phone and be able to use it?
would you like to try? Holding on to the
I would.
SIM card? But Katara kind of Yeah, she would hand that off to you, and she kind of pulls her own like personal phone out, and she's just starts wiping it off, and she's like, "Dang, same thing. Won't be able to get a hold of Chauncey or the BSA on this."
Do are all of our communications devices ruined?
Kevin just takes a look at his phone. Same thing.
Yeah, pretty much. You guys have been
figured
stewing
as
for a
much.
little bit.
Oh, great! Half the functionality in my suit's ruined. He's definitely dead.
Your suit's a
Well,
little bit better insulated than the phones, but
Oh, I'm thinking everything I have is through her suit. She doesn't have any devices that she holds with her hands.
oh, I see what
So,
you mean.
Yeah.
I saw online that maybe if we submerge it in rice, it could help.
Oh, that's a good question. That's a good idea. We should go submerge it in rice. Let's just find some.
Yeah, where are we gonna find rice?
We have to travel somewhere. We can't stay here.
I agree.
on finding a new phone.
We need to get somewhere indoors, and maybe somewhere upper ground.
Are
ground.
any of the vehicles working?
I was actually going to point out to you, Ms. Madigan. I keep getting confused when I look at your name tag and see Mr. G.
Hold on. Let me fix that.
I was going to point out to you that you have noticed something as all this conversation has been going on. First off, one of the radios in one of the vans has been running. And it's just sort of been going on some sort of something in Tagalog. You never really, honed in on it. But you have noticed by this point that it has basically been repeating itself every so often.
Oh, great.
And
I'm gonna pay more attention to it. Does it sound like an emergency broadcast?
basically, you listen in closely, and and you would have to. It's a little bit difficult out in the rain, but if you crawled into the back of one of these vans, it dampens the sound a bit better, and you could pretty well hear from there that basically it's talking about the let me see if I can find my notes here. Okay, yeah, so it's talking about basically a rescue helicopter that is making rounds around the city. And it says the last rescue helicopter of the day will be checking in on a place called the Gale Inn. And it says basically that they'll be looking for a flare on the rooftop at 9 p.m. And that'll be their last stop for the day.
What time of day is it?
If any of you, does anybody have anything analog, like a watch or something that they could tell time on, or are you just kind of looking at the
Just trying
sky?
to tell from the
I think I have a watch.
light in the sky.
Okay, yeah, if it'd be, Kevin would have a watch. It sounds like just by his personality, but if you have a watch, you would be able to see that it is around about 5 p.m. So that's about you have about 4 hours to get to this Gale Inn.
I will communicate this. Well, if you guys want to get out of here, you got 4 hours to do so. I'm going after that Emerson guy.
Really?
Katara's just
Oh
like,
yeah, you ruined my suit.
well, we don't even know where he is. Getting out of here is going to be step one.
Agreed.
Well, then I'm headed to that inn with you, but we'll see where it takes us.
And Katara just kind of stops you, and she's just gets in close, and she's just like, listen, you may not be exactly on the best of terms, but we're going to have to work together if we're going to survive this. None of us exactly signed up for this, so...
It's just Raccoon City all over again. Ugh.
Nah, I don't know anything about that. I made sure to get out of Dodge way before that happened.
But I was going to also point out, since you climbed in the van to listen to this radio broadcast, you would
He was
notice...
leaning in through one of the windows.
yeah. You would notice the back of the van, this particular van seems to be filled with all sorts of papers and documentations that are kind of spread around haphazardly.
I'm gonna climb into the van.
All right.
Anything in these that are useful? Anything that contain the name Emerson?
They don't. Looking through them, they don't seem to contain the name Emerson per se, or rather. Well, actually, some of them looks to have been signed off by Emerson, but all of them look to be
Like company papers?
not company papers. These look to be internal manifold memos. In fact,
No.
and if you would bring any attention to that, then I think I could share this with everybody.
Oh yeah. I'm just gonna be like, found it.
Kevin just walks over after hearing that.
Well, so I'm not sure if it pops up on your screens if I share it in that manner, but it should be in your journals.
Nothing popped up
right
for
now.
me.
Okay, yeah, then you'll have to check
Did
your
you click
journals
show
later.
players?
Yeah. Or what if I
Did
do
you click
that?
show to players? Oh, there you go.
Oh, did that pop up? Sweet.
That popped up. A act. All right. Oh, the manifold symbol, really quick, was it the wolf head?
I think I have actually. Hold on, let me see.
Because I remember Emil came across the manifold symbol. No, never mind. That was
No, you guys.
different.
No, yeah,
Different
Emil
one,
has
wasn't
seen the manifold symbol.
Okay.
Pretty sure I have it actually on Roll20 somewhere. I could probably pull it up.
Okay, as Kevin is reading this, he
Oh yeah, that one.
after
Yeah.
a certain point, he grips the paper tightly, and he's almost ready to tear it in half.
No, hold on, not done reading.
Here is like, wait a second. I'm not infected, am I? Why am I get infected?
Those bastards. Those dirty sons of bitches. Oh, I'm going to make them pay, all right.
What? Just because they nuked the city?
Okay, there's a name in there that has a lot of meaning to me.
Ariel looks
Not
up from the paper.
seeing. It's not seeing any names in here.
Ariel looks up from the paper and she looks there and she's like, when we get back, I want a blood sample from all of you.
No, you're not touching me.
That's fine. I don't mind at all.
Well,
You
that's
don't want to
on
know
you.
what I've got.
Blood sample, but it would probably be.
Wait a minute.
You don't want what's coursing through my veins.
In some subjects, effects are delayed until activated by extreme trauma. Huh.
Well, I've gone through my trauma.
Well, crap. Well,
Although this part about it turning subjects into powerful, intelligent mutants is interesting.
Nah, it's no wonder it didn't work on me. I'm already there.
Archaea wouldn't have wanted this.
Oh! Oh, is that who you find familiar?
Yeah, she was my girlfriend.
Oh! Looks like you two got a lot more closer than you would ever possibly imagine. She's now inside of you a little bit, I guess.
Please don't start this.
Kevin, okay, is she wearing a coat or something? Is she wearing a coat or something?
Yeah.
Kevin, please let it go.
Kevin grips her lapel and just pulls her close, and he's like, listen, I think you're right. Despite you being insane as all hell. but don't you go making jokes like that.
Kevin,
And then he just lets go and pushes her back a little bit.
Well, I mean, I guess it's not too special because now this special organism is now inside a little bit of everybody now, isn't it?
Kevin, just let it go.
Kevin clenches his fists and looks down for a minute and then turns around and walks away.
For the best.
Anyway, what's our next course of action?
Well, I imagine we need to get out of here, like Katara said.
Right. Does anyone know where this Gale Inn is?
Would I know where this Gale Inn is?
I'll say make a intelligence check.
I don't have anything history, so it's the same. Oh, 22.
22. You don't know where precisely it is, but you don't know how to find it. You're quite familiar with this district, and you know that there are some posts kind of scattered around for basically helping tourists find their way about that would contain city maps, or at least regional maps. And just taking a cursory glance around, you would actually see one such post pretty much just across the street from here. You just have to go through the gates.
Ashley is going to point at the post and continue rifling through all these papers.
All right. Yeah, and there's quite a wealth of information in there. And Katara seems to be quite interested in it as well, and tries to basically collect some of them for further study.
Mm-hmm. I'm just looking for anything that could possibly get me closer to finding this Emerson's whereabouts or current status.
You don't find anything of that sort in there, no. It just seems to be mostly related to manifold plans and tech and whatnot. But as you kind of point off in that direction, you would kind of see a figure kind of approaching those, or going towards those gates ahead of you guys. It looks like Marino, with a crossbow bolt still sticking out of his chest, is making a run for the gates.
I'm like pointing off towards the post. And I'm just like, "Hey!" And I lower.
Let's see.
And I lower down my arm and I shoot a bola at him.
Okay, how does that work?
So basically, actually, I used this in the
oh yeah, that's right. It's
facility
tool attack,
against
right?
the stairs.
Oh yeah.
But no, it's actually this is a weapon. Technically, it's a crafted weapon.
Right, but I think for you, it's for a tool user.
I can use my
tool
attack. I can use my tool attack modifier, but it is how close is he?
Maybe 20 to 30 feet from you.
All right, so I'm gonna have to roll with disadvantage because he's just outside of my.
This Madigan doesn't get up for anybody.
Could I maybe load a bolt and get ready?
All right.
And get my crossbow ready, or is that fine?
Yeah, you could have that at the ready. You start loading.
Oh, goody. Just a regular one this time.
I don't want to blow the heck out of him again.
Yeah, he's still like charred and whatnot, although soaked in rain now.
We need to keep that guy at least alive. That guy's been through a lot. He needs to be put down humanely. 22 on the disadvantage.
No, yeah, you've got it.
Okay.
So you shoot these out, and the wire connecting the two weights just spins around and around and goes after him, and just sort of wraps around his legs and sends him tripping and falling back down into the waters.
He is prone and restrained.
Oh yeah, and he's just like, yeah, and you see like the end of the crossbow bolt just kind of stick back out the other side a little bit, and it's just like, and he's just sort of squirming on the ground ahead.
All right.
I walk over to him.
Can you bring him over here, please?
I grab Marino by the scruff of his neck and then just pull him over to Madigan.
You drag him over to that van, and you guys are kind of enjoying the dry for a moment on the inside. And as he's kind of dragged over, kicking and screaming, you set him there. He's just like, "Great, so you got me."
Yeah. Can't you just let me know where Emerson is right now, really quick?
I don't have to tell you anything.
But you know, though.
I do not know, not right now.
Is he telling the truth?
Make an insight check.
Whoops, that's nice. Full insight.
You're gonna get the.
That's
Whoa.
20.
Oh, that was delayed on my end. I just got it right now.
Was it?
But I was like, what? No, yeah, natural 20. Well, first off, you notice that, like, also, first off, that sort of broken English that he was kind of using earlier and mostly speaking in Tagalog, even that broken English seems to have kind of faded a little bit, as if even that was but an act. And you get the sense that this guy, is quite the deceiver. But you get the sense in this instance, when he's kind of at your mercy, that he seems to being looking to convey a hint of truth. Like, he genuinely, from the look in his eye, doesn't seem to know much. It's just such a large and compartmentalized machine that he's a part of.
Kevin approaches the man and gets up close in his face. So why the hell does the manifold want us dead so much?
Even I know the answer to that question.
You tell me.
Really?
Boss says you're a problem.
Oh, yeah, you guys are a huge problem. Oh, it's real bad.
Troublemakers. They didn't want you getting in the way with this, and he kind of looks over to some of the papers that you guys have already rifled through. Operation First Light.
Honestly, if I was running an organization this big, you guys would be the first I'd go after.
Why would they bring us here?
I don't know whether to feel flattered or he scoffs.
Why would they bring us here then if they didn't want us a part of the operation?
They wanted you dead.
Well,
I
they did a
think this
bad
was just-
job at that.
Yeah, they
This
did
must be
a
just
poor
one of
job.
This must be one of their targets. I can't imagine how many of these things have gone off. An operation this big would be, do some calculations, 4, maybe 5 targets at the least. And that's just a conservative estimate. This just must be the one that they want us to be at. They don't want you to be at. I wasn't supposed to be here.
And then he asks another question. What do you know about this sample that the manifold supposedly has infinite amounts of?
Are you talking about that
Archaea.
act? I don't know much about this Archaea. I know A act. It's the new revolution in the viruses.
I have a question. How is Katara? I wish Mel were here, but how's Katara reacting to this idea of the bad guys releasing weapons to elevate humanity to a new level?
She looks just like tired and frustrated with the whole situation. But
So just typical Katara.
basically typical Katara. Yeah, a bit hard to read in any further depth than that.
Do you know how to see if someone has it in their system? Is it blood test? Does a blood test help, or is it something more complex?
I don't know this science stuff. It is not my area of expertise. I'm just working man sent here to make sure you get killed.
Well, I believe him. You can kill him now, Kevin, if you want.
Kevin thinks for a moment, and then he holds up his crossbow with one hand, aims it, and he lowers it. I'm not going to kill you. I'm not. I'm not going to kill you. I'm better than you. I'm better than all of you.
And I'm gonna blow his head off.
So you just like and just splatter his head against the side of the.
I basically
van.
like this close. I basically just like grab his face and just go.
Yeah, I was gonna say too. As soon as you lower your crossbow and just like give that whole spiel, he just gets this wide smile on his face, and he opens his mouth, and those like 4 kind of plaga mandibles stretch out right before he gets splattered across the wall, and then kind of falls limp on the floor.
Thanks for that.
You're gonna have to act a lot faster. Those pesky emotions of yours get in the way sometimes.
Maybe you're right. Maybe you're wrong. We'll see. Anyway, Kevin walks away now that is dealt with, and he walks over to that post with all this information on it.
Okay, yeah, and you see like the gate that you have to go through to get off the yard. It's basically like a chain link fence type of thing but like with wheels on the bottom that you could just kind of carry out of the way or just push across. There's a little bit of resistance with how high the water's getting. You're basically up a little bit past your ankles in water at this point. And going out onto the streets, you see it's very much in the same condition, just all over the place. This is a pretty bad typhoon.
Is the deep water gonna affect the maneuverability of my remote vehicle any?
It's all you get the sense. Well, you don't get the sense, but you guys would recognize that this is all basically considered difficult terrain. So this is basically all movement on all of this is going to take a bit longer, but it can be moved.
So I can move the drone car through this just at a typical half speed.
Exactly.
It's gonna slog.
Yeah. So you move that gate out of the way, Kevin, and yeah.
I'm just gonna call the rest of my little spiders to me.
Okay. And your big guys, after waking up, they just seem to lumber over to you as well. They seem quite weakened from after the blast. But they do not seem to have been overpowered by it, and they just kind of come up and have their chain swords at the ready.
I'm just like, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, good for you. Oh, that was rough, wasn't it? You can put those away now. Open wide, let me check. And I'm just gonna do this whole motherly thing. It's like open wide, and they're gonna go, and the plagas are gonna come out. And I'm just gonna do a quick inspection to make sure they're still fine.
They still seem to be 100% plaga.
This is mostly just an act to show that they are in fact plaga.
Kevin just looks pretty disgusted at that. Ugh.
Nuria looks with intrigue.
I like you even less now.
Well, I mean, good work is good work. Especially when they can't say no.
I mean...
And Katara is just kind of leaning against the van.
I
was gonna say
Kevin's just like, I don't even know what's going on.
Katara's just kind of leaning against the van, and she's looking on, kind of almost looking kind of impressed. Just like, that's a pretty extreme amount of control you've got over those two.
Oh, you know, a little bit of virus, a little bit of familial ties. You know how it is.
Familial ties?
Oh, meet my cousins.
That's even more wrong.
Well, I mean, you know, good work is good work.
Whatever. Whatever.
Well, you got that map?
So yeah, if you could pretty easily get from there just across the street and look at that post in which there is a little bit of a sort of district map type of thing. Looking at it, you would see that the Gale Inn is about 4 miles away. There's quite a lot of city between you and there, pretty densely packed it looks like. However, upon looking at it, you do see that there is a way to get there. You know the general direction, and you see that you could go by, roads or back alleys or whatever the case may be. Seems like a pretty easy navigation. It'll just take a lot of walking, a lot of going on foot, because it seems, looking around, you can see there the streets are flooded, and you don't see anyone walking or any moving vehicles at all. It's pretty empty right now, and although the road is rampant with all manner of abandoned vehicles, it otherwise seems just like still, save for the hard storm coming down, and all these rundown buildings around you look even more miserable under this relentless rain that just keeps striking them.
As we're walking through the city, do we see anything like some shop fronts we can loot real quick?
A lot of the shops actually look to have been like closed up, and you're not entirely sure if it was that way like before the bomb hit, or if it was like the storm that was causing a lot of people to kind of shut up really quick in their establishments. But I was also going to point out that you would notice on the map that there is basically a tram station about 1 block from where you are that can make a stop pretty close to where the Gale Inn is located.
Here's hoping that's still running.
Well, as long as we don't run into a huge bat-like creature in the tram, I'm fine with that.
That's a very oddly specific thing that you wish didn't happen.
Yes. Funny about that.
And then Kevin regales us with war stories of Raccoon City.
Please don't jinx it, Kevin.
I'm not going to. I'm not.
Better knock on wood just in case.
I guess meanwhile we're walking, just to gross out Kevin some more.
And Katara is just kind of like, someone was like, alright, so it looks like there's a couple of ways we can go. What's it going to be? You gonna make the long travel on foot? Or try and
Check the tram
get up to
station
that
first.
tram station?
Definitely the tram.
If it
Alright,
doesn't work out, we'll just have lost a few minutes.
yeah.
But while we're traveling there, just to gross out Kevin some more, Ashley is gonna just talk, whether or not anyone's listening, about basically her family and how her uncle works for organized crime, and how she convinced him to let some of her cousins work for her, and how she infected them and turned them into mindless slaves.
And your uncle was okay with that?
Oh, he doesn't know.
Of course, of course.
I mean, preferably I'd get him under my control, but it's a little bit tougher. He's got a lot more safety procedures in place, being the head of a crime organization and such. Be a lot harder, but I make do with his cousins for now. Maybe one day I'll work up to getting him. Or make do with my cousins for now. His kids.
Yeah. He just shakes his head and keeps on walking.
Alright.
He also puts up his hood to get his head out of the rain.
Okay, so you pop your hood up.
Every now and then, Madigan will just shoot a car.
Just like,
Yep. Just walking in every like 5 minutes, just.
Why are you doing that?
Well, yeah, I thought it would look better with a hole in it.
Everybody make perception checks.
Yeah. Oh, yay.
Why am I always rolling high? I'm sorry. I'm taking all the high rolls.
So Ashlea and Kevin. Nuria would normally be privy to these sort of things, but she's just got something else on her mind right now. But Ashlea and Kevin, you both notice shortly after you blasting that car, you hear some slushing off of one corner. And you do notice kind of off in the distance a sort of figure shambling in your direction. Look to be kind of, maybe not directly in your direction, but kind of going across the street. And they look to be kind of like gray looking and kind of a sort of flat, sort of oozy complexion.
All right, I'm blasting it.
It's pretty far away at this point that you noticed
man.
it, since you rolled so well. But it seems to be kind of going in this general area. Seems like it might have heard something, but it seems to pass by before it takes note of you.
Stop shooting cars. We don't want to attract undue attention here.
What if we blow up a car, not where we are, and try to get some attention somewhere else?
I mean, that works. I mean, I feel sorry for the person who owns the car, unless they have insurance, but...
They're not going to miss it. They're probably dead.
A morbid point, but yeah.
I'm going to blow up another car.
Just blow up another car along the road.
30 feet from us.
All right. Some gasoline causes some fire that sticks for a moment before getting extinguished by the downpour. But by that point, you guys have just moved on. It's not very long before you reach the tram station, and you kind of take some stairs up to the sort of platform of the station proper. And interestingly, you do find on the this platform, this kind of elevated platform, that a sort of 5-car train looks to be set there and is not moving. There's some interior lights that are on inside.
At least it's here. That's good news.
Kevin walks in and walks to the conductor's seat, and he's checking the controls and seeing if everything is in working condition.
Okay, so you go straight to the front.
Actually, he's like, you look like you've done this before.
I have.
So you head into the cab, and yeah, it's right at the front of the whole train. You head to that, and you step inside, and you find within this driver's compartment that the controls seem to be slightly damaged. And
of course.
In fact, make a technology check to see if you can make a full assessment on what the damage looks to be.
While he's tinkering around and we're just kind of chilling in one of these cars, I'm gonna have Ashley go up to Nuria and say, you don't happen to have any healing with you, do you? Tweedledee can use a little bit of love.
He just kind of looks at you like,
He's almost down to half health.
I can treat a few wounds.
Didn't I give her an herb? Didn't I give Madigan an herb? I'm pretty sure I did.
a green
Oh,
red or
down here.
something?
It was
No, I
just
don't have-
green.
No, I have a regular green. Yeah, you can use some help.
So what will do more? Three. That would do 46 to 1d8. No, 46. She's gonna pull out one of her injections. She's a little like hesitant at first because this dude's big. She's like, do you
And-
like syringes? You're not gonna flinch or hit me if I put this in you, right?
Ashley looks at him and goes, "Don't attack her if it hurts." Meh.
Alright. She puts it in.
All right, so you give him an injection and heal
He's like
him up
puts
a
it in
bit.
his arm. Yeah.
And with that 19 on technology for
Yeah.
Kevin, you do a full, basically, diagnostic of the compartment, and you find that, the controls are slightly damaged, but nothing that can't be fixed with a little bit of rewiring. And it also requires a refuel. But you do see on the station platform, there looks to be an area that you would recognize that conductors or anybody would be able to get access to basically find fuel cells for this type of tram system.
Well, he takes a look in that area and sees if he can find any.
Okay. And and while you're doing this diagnostic, Katara would have just joined you in that first car, or that front car. And it was basically kind of like looking over your shoulder, just like kind of, taking charge and being like, "So what's it gonna take, Kevin?"
Well, it ain't too bad. Just needs a little bit of rewiring and then needs a new fuel cell, but otherwise, this baby will run.
And she's just like, "All right, do what you need to do." And as for the
Will
other
do.
two, Miss Madigan and Nuria, whereabouts are you positioned? There are 5 cars. Are you just all crowded in the first car, or?
Whichever was the closest car.
All right.
In the area.
Yeah, well, because
Everyone had an open door.
because when you guys came up onto the station platform, you would have been closer to the back end. So, yeah, if you were to go in through like the first or second car, actually the first car you would have trouble getting into, but if you go into the second car, you would see that the doors back into the first car seem to be locked and tied shut with a T-shirt. In
Hold
a
up.
sort of jury rig sort of situation.
Where is Kevin right now?
He's at the very front, on the opposite.
So
end.
there's the very front. Okay, so that's the conductor's car.
Uh-huh.
The first car is tied up.
Yeah, the car way in the back looks to have been locked and tied off with like some
okay,
shirts
wait.
and stuff.
Oh, so the first car from the end.
Yes, the very back
Okay, so-
car is what I'm referring to as the first car.
Got it. In terms of like,
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. From back to front,
so the last
first car.
is the conductor's car.
Exactly.
Meh.
All right, so
Question: Can I help Kevin with? He said it needs rewiring, right?
Mhm.
I do have an EMF visualizer.
By the way, Kevin's looking through that compartment, or
All right.
does he find any fuel cells?
the compartment, you do see it kind of, it's clearly labeled and looks to be, however, locked. And you would know that, like, basically engineers or mechanics working for the city would typically have some sort of key to access these sort of things.
He looks around for a key.
All right. And you do hear just some, like, now that you're privy to it, just some errants sloshing all around the general neighborhood. Are you trying to go about quietly as you're out and about looking this through this area?
Oh, yes, definitely. Let's see. Sneak check.
Yeah, go ahead and make a stealth check.
Yeah.
You're out and about.
Raph, can you get me the card for EMF Visualizer? Because I still don't have that, I think.
Oh, you don't? Double check. You do have it on Roll20, right? Don't think I do have it on Roll20, actually. Okay. But you can find it on the item compendium, which is available to everybody. So if you could bring that up, you could just do like a quick control search of that.
I will.
Okay, so that's a 10 for Kevin on stealth. So you're kind of sneaking around and trying to do your best to stay quiet. It is a little bit difficult to do with the slick floor, and you make some screeches here and there, but you don't seem to draw any undue attention. You kind of search around the station, and you do not, go ahead and make an investigation check to see how thorough of a search you can do around here. Unfortunately, doing a quick look around, even looking into the staff-only areas, which you're pretty easily able to get behind, nobody seems to be around manning the station at this point in time. You're not able to find anything that seems to be a key or anything that they would be using.
Let's see here. Is there any way I could? I'm taking a shot in the dark here, but is there any way I could maybe? Like, I have gunpowder in my inventory, and I was wondering if there was some way I could jury-rig that to maybe blow the door open or something.
Okay. I'll say make a quick check with your chemical set to see if you could figure something out with that.
Although...
What?
Just for... keep track of everything in your set. We don't gunpowder is no longer used as a ingredient.
That's true. So those have all been converted into chem material.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was in the last update.
Must have missed that. Okay.
Sorry, I missed it too.
yeah. So all gunpowder is now chem material. Well, that said, do you have anything you could cast or anything with the chem material that would cause such an effect?
If not, somebody who specializes in it.
Kevin, no, I don't. Kevin looks. So where is Ashley again?
I guess I'd be in.
Yeah,
car number 2.
Yeah, car number 2, counting from the back. Okay. So she's kind of on the opposite end of
3 cars away.
He walks out of the cab, cursing under his breath, and he walks over to car number 2 and he says, "Hey, I need some help with something."
Okay, of course you do.
Yes, I need to get to some fuel cells, but they're behind a locked cabinet, and I can't find the key. So I'm gonna need your help with this one. I can't lockpick, so not very good at it.
I see what you're asking. My specialty.
Yeah.
Allow me.
Oh yes, please.
Gonna walk up just like.
Where are your goons, by the way?
They're just following me.
Okay, they following, sticking to you?
One of them's rubbing his arm a little.
And Nuria, you would also see in this car that you were in that it's kind of overflowing with, kind of luggage and purses and other personal effects. It looks to have been left in a hurry.
Harry is confused, like...
I definitely would have taken at least one purse.
Could everyone have gone?
In that purse, you actually find a green herb.
What?
Yeah, someone was just carrying around a green herb in one of their purses.
Hoping for some jewels, but
That's
I
a
don't know.
science story that we don't know about.
Someone was transporting herbs across state lines.
Yeah, they just came back from the pharmacy. You don't know.
He's like, where could they have all gone in such a rush? This town.
Probably to the nearest evacuation center.
I suppose so, but...
Or away from whatever's in there. She points at the car number 1 and actually walks away.
Huh?
Yeah, and that's the one whose door is kind of locked off and tied shut. That looks like somebody
barricaded.
Yeah, it looks like somebody tied the door extra shut with their t-shirt.
Doesn't bother me. If they got it closed, they got it closed. I'm not gonna try to open it.
And so, Miss Madigan, you go with Kevin over to that compartment, and you see it's just kind of out on the side of a booth that staff might work at. It's just kind of, although it is labeled that there are sensitive materials inside with those fuel cells.
She's like trying to take up a shot, and she goes, maybe not. I could try something else instead. I am going to... Where is it? I can melt through stuff, right? Oh no, did I not take that one?
What are you looking for?
I took the cast for dissolving solution, I believe it was called. I guess I don't have it.
Katara does have it, I'm pretty sure.
I'm like about to blow it open before I go. No, yeah, I can't do anything about that. I could, but you would risk losing this whole structure. I'm not really good at the... I could blow up the whole damn building if you wanted me to.
No, that's not. Kevin just... He looks kind of resigned for a moment, and then he looks over... Now, Katara's over here too, right?
Yeah, she's sort of waiting in the front cab.
He looks pleadingly over at... He looks over at her pleadingly, like... Is there anything you can do about this?
She comes over, and she's just like, what are we dealing with?
It's a locked cabinet, and I cannot find the key, and... I'm not that good at lockpicking, so...
Yeah. I could dissolve it over time with some dissolving solution.
How long would that take?
It'll take us about an hour, probably, to eat through that.
Oh heck no! I'd rather attempt a lockpick first. I'm gonna do that.
Okay. Are you gonna use your Tinker's tools again, like you did before, to try and break through the lock?
Yeah.
So go ahead and make a check with us. I'll say mobility, Tinker's tools check. So mobility and proficiency.
Oh please.
Unfortunately, you're just like getting in there with some tools and some just like crowbars and other things that you think will do the trick, but this seems quite well secured and a little bit too much for you to handle.
Would you like me to give it a go?
Yes, please, Noria. Oh, damn it!
Well,
He just...
I've never really lockpicked before, but
Actually,
give it a
standing
go.
behind them, standing behind them all with their hands glowing. It's like, well, I guess I'll be our last resort.
was this mobility or dexterity?
Well, I let him make a check for that, just like brute force breaking, since he has Tinker's tools. I don't know if you and your
I borrow
yeah
his
your
Tinker's
chemical
tools?
set is the you could, but that would be a different type of check. I would probably make it a strength check if you were to borrow his tools and just try without training or knowledge in them, try and use them to brute force through. Yeah, that would just be a straight strength check.
Maybe I'll be lucky and rolling at 20.
So are you trying that?
Skinny little
let's give it a go.
cancer nerd. Yeah, the only one's gonna break this open.
To be fair, she's got the most strength out of everyone
Which
in the
is-
party.
It's fantastic.
20? 17?
You're just like,
Not bad.
and still are not quite readily able to
No.
break through that.
No.
But you do make a little bit of a dent.
DC 20.
It's like the scene when Captain America is trying to pull up the hammer and it's just like, hey, and it moves a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Well, I did something.
You did your best, and you did better than us. Well, crap.
Oh man, too bad it's not ice. I can melt it with blinding flash.
I have a bad feeling here. He looks towards.
Did
he
we?
looks-
Can we freeze it? Wait, is it locked like
There's
with a padlock?
yeah,
or
like
is
a
it-
padlock type thing.
Can we freeze the padlock? Does anybody have any cryo stuff?
I might.
I
Let me see
don't
here.
work with cold things. I don't have anything that could freeze it, but that might
No,
work. Make
no,
it
I
brittle,
don't.
snap it
No.
open. I can barricade it.
Make it even worse. Alright, there's BRB.
Mm,
I mean, Nuri is normally the one that works with the cold stuff. I don't know what she has at her disposal right now, though.
hmm.
And Katara just like racks her scar, and she's like, "Well, we're not afraid to make some noise, and we're ready to go. I could have this on as a last resort. It's at least a bit more precise than your weapon."
I got a gun too.
All right, you have to make sure not to hit the. What do you call
Batteries.
it? Yeah, the batteries. Sure.
I'm going to set my drone car and Tweedledum in front of car number 1.
Alright. So they're still in that second car, basically, that you were at before.
They're just
Or
following me.
outside, is what you mean.
So, yeah. So they're gonna be. So is there a way, like, for example, let's just say hypothetically, someone needs to shoot this or blow it up, and something gets rattled and wants to come out into the light of day.
Mhm.
Would they have to go through car number 2 to come out, or would they come out of straight number 1 if there's like a side door or something?
No, yeah, there's side doors on each of the cars.
I'm gonna set them in front of that.
Okay.
The side doors by car number 1.
Okay.
So just a little gun turret and a big dude.
So she said, Katara goes like, so am I good to try? Once we get this, are we able to get out?
I just need to fix the wires and replace the fuel cell. And the fuel cell is probably going to be the hardest part, not going to lie. Because I'm handy. You know me.
Well, you better get started on rewiring. You can use this if you want. And I'm gonna hand you the EMF visualizer if you need it, which just helps for hacking electrical stuff.
I'm gonna take it. Actually, let's see here. Do I have the space?
Yeah, it's an inventory block right there.
Yeah. I'm gonna take it, and I'm not gonna use it, but I will keep it just in case.
Hey, what? You can't just take.
All right, so you're
Right. What side of?
wait. So you're heading to the front car,
Yeah.
back to sort of look at the wiring.
Yeah.
All right, so looking at that, yeah. So you do find a sort of compartment that you're able to easily unscrew and get a look at the damaged circuitry inside the panel. And you see that the circuit board contains, from top to bottom, basically a red, green, and blue wire. And they're across from plugs labeled from top to bottom 1 through 5.
Okay.
You do also find a note nearby that seems to have been left by one of the engineers, but is not in a language that you can read.
Madigan?
Alright, I'm coming over.
So you head over there, and if you were to look at the same note, you would see that it's basically addressed to a rookie train engineer, and it says
Rookies.
it's basically some basic instructions for how to, or some principles on how to get these wired up. It says all of the plugs must be adjacent. The red goes to even plugs, the green goes to odd plugs, and none of the wires can cross.
Hold up. None of the wires can cross. Red goes to
Even.
Alright, listen here, rookie. Even. And red goes to even and
Green goes to odd.
green.
Red, even, green, odd. They can't cross.
Were the wires
And it says the wire, all the plugs must be adjacent.
are they set in any particular order?
Yeah. Well, let me go ahead and get you a quick visual so you can keep easier track of it.
Okay.
This is basically what you're looking at.
Let's see here.
Oh.
So you've got red, green, blue on this side, 1 through 5 on this side. The note says that all plugs must be adjacent. Red goes to even plugs, green goes to odd plugs. None of the wires can cross. So you could basically pull each of these wires across and basically imagine a line going out to it. And you need to plug them up into the other side.
Red, green, blue. Red goes to even. Green goes to odd.
And they cannot cross, and they must be adjacent.
Just slide them all over. Red to 2, green to 3, blue to 4.
Yeah, what about blue? Is that specified at all?
Doesn't seem to have any specification about blue.
Just try sliding them all over at first.
Let's see here.
Yeah, and you all should have control over those wires.
Okay, so...
Well, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and just slide these wires over.
All right. So you slide them over in that configuration. And And as you do, you get them into their sockets, and you see a little bit of a jolt as it's just like, zzz, and it seems to set well. As a little bit
To
of
what?
a little bit of power comes back into this machine.
No, it's easy. A little bit of power. Like, can it run on this power?
Yeah.
Or is it, like, a little bit of power?
It seems to be back up to working capacity.
Kevin, he
Just needs the fuel.
just frowns, but I could have done that.
You're taking too long.
Right. Anyway, let's get this cabinet open.
All right.
Yep,
Katara's still
open up
waiting
the
there
car.
with her AR. She's just like, we good to go.
Give it a shot.
All right.
I see what you did there.
Just be careful.
So she's going to fire 2 shots with her scar. We'll make an attack with that. Hits. And it'll probably break it, but let me just be sure. I think it's... No, yeah, so she just like... and just breaks the padlock on it. And as this shot rings out across the general vicinity, the box does get opened, and you do see a fuel cell inside. You do also hear some coming up the stairs to this station, and you can kind of see over the ledge nearby that there look to be about 4 of those ooze monsters coming up those stairs.
Kevin quickly grabs the fuel cell and he takes out the old one and replaces it.
All right, so you head back into out towards the train cars, and you manage to get those replaced actually pretty easily enough. It's just a matter of taking out the old one and putting the new one in. And as soon as that's in and the power's surging through it, you hear this whole thing roaring to life, and you get the sense you just got to pull a lever in the conductor's car, and you're good to go.
He like power walks back into the conductor's car, and then he basically throws the lever.
All right. So is everybody getting back on board?
Mm-hmm.
Katara runs back
with Nuria.
Yeah, Katara runs
Yeah,
back into
everyone get
the
on
front
board.
car with Kevin.
Tweedledee, Tweedledum. Keep an eye on that back car.
Mm. And they're kind of at the ready with their chain swords as those like 4 ooze are like coming up the stairs. But as Kevin hits the lever in the front, you call them back inside, and they funnel in, and the entire train starts moving. And you see the ooze fall into the distance as you continue speeding away on this tram.
And they're for sure ooze. This is a...
Oh yeah, that's straight T-Abyss virus ooze, it looks
Okay.
like.
Now we know what we're up against. Nuria, I think that weapon of yours could be put to very much good use if you ever come up across more of those. Is she back yet? I can't tell.
I think so. But so which cars are you guys divided into right now? You're in the... I know Kevin's in the front. Tara's probably up with Kevin.
If Nuria hadn't moved, she's back in car 2, and that is where Ashlea is as well.
All right. So
And I have all my roamy bits just facing the back door for that goes into car 1,
Mhm.
ready to just open fire on anything that comes through it.
Okay, good to know.
Yep. Kevin
Actually-
walks. Sorry, go
No,
on.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that Kevin walks to car 2 and returns the EMF to Madigan.
Okay, so you're walking back to car 2 from the front. Because now that the train has left the station, the only way is to go from car to car. So as you go into car 4, you find some more, luggage kind of strewn about, but nothing particularly special. But when you get into car 3, though, on your way there, you do see some peculiar sights. You see on the walls to either side are 2 round, green, fleshy masses kind of stuck to the windows.
That is unsettling. That can't be good. Kevin holds his crossbow just in case, but as he's walking by, kind of uneasily.
All right. You hold out your crossbow at the ready. Take 1 step forward, 2 steps, just kind of easing by these green masses. And as you get sort of almost right in the midst of them, these green kind of almost barnacle-like fleshy masses just all of a sudden unstick from the windows and then just sort of unfurl in a very flexible fashion. They're like kind of wobbly, and then spread out into this sort of monstrous mass that just lands on the floor and kind of shakes the car a little bit and is now sort of towering in front of you, the both of them, and they begin charging down this car. And at this time,
First thing,
over in Miss Madigan's car, you do start to hear some banging at the car that's locked off, and you do hear some just like you do see like the door start to just like kind of break through as some oozy claws start to seep through and start scratching at the tied off t-shirt.
Oh, great.
And at this point, I need everybody to roll for initiative.
oh boy. Fun, fun, fun.
I'm rolling initiative for my dudes, because Ashley is not getting up for this. Although, I also think I was rolling wrong initiative last time.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, which, we're using your initiative bonus, though, still, because, your dudes take their turn on yours.
Yeah, no, I think I was using the wrong initiative bonus.
Oh, okay.
Because I think I had written down initiative of 1, but my mobility is +2.
Okay, gotcha.
And now is increased with the ability score increase.
All right, so
I think I just didn't fix it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think Ilo's here yet.
Yeah, is Ilo not here?
I haven't heard her, so
And she hasn't rolled.
Somebody roll for Katara as well, with a +8.
okay.
Are you gonna roll? Okay.
Yeah, well.
Oh wow. Katara.
One moment.
Hmm.
Should I roll for Ilo while she's
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and roll for
What's your
Nuria.
stats?
I think she should be. I'll have to double check, but I think she's a +2. But go ahead and roll the d20 for now.
I was gonna roll. Okay, yeah, I'll just roll with standard d20.
Mm-hmm. And I'll double check. So she's a +3.
So she has a 21.
Okay.
I think Katara and Nuria rolled highest.
Mm-hmm.
That they did. And once again, we rolled lowest.
Okay, so sound off on initiative real quick.
Madigan, 14. Oh, Nuria.
Ah, she just got
They're
back.
coming back to.
Oh,
Well, let
well.
me get the map out so y'all can position yourselves.
So you
Oh.
remember that car in the back?
What was in it?
You're about to find out.
What did you guys do to open it?
Nothing actually.
Was that not
So
the
those-
same one we opened?
Those are huge.
Yeah.
Yay!
What even is
And their
that?
arms are just kind of noodly and just kind of flailing around.
What even is
Oh.
that? That is gross.
I kind of recognize them
Ye-
from some game.
So this is the
Nice.
Archaeovirus.
Oh, no,
I see.
I think we're going up against just T-Abyss. I don't know what those are, but these at the bottom are definitely just straight T-Abyss.
Okay, so what was Ashley at again?
14.
Okay,
Here's
14.
initiative.
I rolled for you unless you want to roll for yourself.
Rolled a 21 for you,
Well,
so
you rolled a 21.
I'll just keep that.
It was right before you came back too. So
and what's Katara's?
she rolled a 25.
Ooh-wee. Although she's, I think, still kind of up at the front car. Although she probably would have been trailing behind Kevin, so I'll put her in the second, or the one just behind the front car. There she is.
Whereabouts are we? Where am I?
So you're in the same car with Ashleia at the back.
Oh, and we
I
got your
know it's
dudes
a
too.
nightmare.
Let me drag
So-
your dudes out.
We're in the best spot.
Oh, the best.
Okay.
Oh,
Kevin's in the best spot.
Katara's in the best spot.
He's in the happy fun car back there.
We're about to be in the party car, but the party hasn't started yet.
I'll take.
Basically.
Raph, can you hand me?
I'll give you these dudes.
Yeah.
Who's that? Oh, those dudes.
hmm
Flip 'em
Although
so they
imagine
got some
them-
personality.
Like, I'm imagining them a little bit more bald and obviously like dark skin, same as Ashleia, but just like big, bald, and beefy.
Hmm. Okay, you should be
Opposite.
able to
They're-
control them.
Yes, but they basically look like that. Yeah. Can you also give me a default token
Yeah,
for just like a dot or something to put my car on?
Oh, your little turret.
Yeah,
I'll give you this gray marker.
that'll work.
You know, this is a good situation to use my cryo bombs.
You're just looking at the map. You're just surrounded on both sides. It's like, you know what? This is a good situation for something. All right, so
There is like good news. Pulls out a cryo bomb.
I think the only person I don't have is Kevin down. Where's Kevin at?
Kevin is.
Is that the 11 for you?
Yeah. Yes. I forgot to put down
yep,
those
that's it.
initiatives.
Kevin 11.
Now,
Yep.
Kevin 11. 7 Kevin 11.
Uh,
All right, I better be keeping track of how much ammo Katara's been using as well. But okay, so Katara's up first.
I would. Speaking of which, sometime in the middle of all this, between when we got knocked the flip out and before we got into this car, I would have reloaded my AK. Right?
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. You would have taken time for that.
I used a lot of rounds in that last fight.
So, Katara sees this happening through the door up there, and she's just gonna kind of run up and point her rifle through and just be like, "Kevin, get out of there!" And she's going to start blasting. Full bore with her Scar, because explosives aren't exactly ideal in this situation. So that hits.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
You're in a tram car.
I guess I can't fight now.
Uh,
like I said, Ashley is just still sitting comfortably on this seat, legs crossed, not even like gonna lift a finger.
So that's 19 points of damage, and she's actually gonna make a second attack against the same one, which also hits and deals 20 points of damage for.
Oh, man.
That's 39 points of damage to that one.
Yeah, she sprayed him.
Yeah, so she just like goes in past, points her barrel past Kevin and just like, just starts firing down range, lighting this whole place up. That thing looks like it got riddled with bullets and just like, and just lets out this grotesque roar as it's flailing around with its noodly arms. And Katara's gonna back up just a little bit, but keep aiming down range. And that's going to be the end of her turn. Next up is going to be Nuria.
Alright. Since they seem to be handling those two decently well,
Yeah?
to stop us from getting stuck in one spot, she's gonna throw a cryo bomb down in this party cart.
Okay, so what, you see one of the claws coming out of the door and just scratching and kind of breaking at the teacher, and through that opening, you just throw the cryo bomb right into the midst of them. So, what's the radius on that?
I forgot I don't have all my information on this thing like I normally do. I believe it's a 30-foot radius.
Oh, snap, because that would
So
get
I'd
that
probably
entire car.
Where are you throwing it?
It's originating at this dude.
Yeah. Would that
Yes.
not include all of us?
Would the walls kind of block it a bit?
I would say
Or-
Well,
so.
I'm assuming if you can get it in.
Yeah. Well, it would escape, like I said, she's just throwing it in through a small gap.
Okay.
So I would say you'd have to, get a little bit closer, but I would say you could do that without putting anyone in any immediate harm, except for maybe this guy who's right in front of the gap.
Yeah, these two are right in front, might get a little bit of the blast back, but...
Yeah. I would say just this guy, because it's only kind of opening outwards. So the other
So
guy's
it's kinda
shielded
like a-
behind the door itself, yeah.
Got a
So
little
you
bit
said
of,
the radius was 30
Febreze to the
feet?
face.
Was it? Let me double check that.
Sorry, it was 10 foot, Pete.
Okay, 10 foot.
It was
Uh,
10 foot sphere, I think. Which is perfect if I throw it right in the middle.
yeah. So you'd get pretty much these first 5. And as well as Tweedledum here.
No!
So I'm going to make con saves for all
What
of
do you
them.
care? He's infected.
Clearly she appreciates the meat shield.
To be fair, I think we need one. Our other meat shield is all the way up in the wrong car.
So on that chunky
Let's
one
hope
there,
that I'll beat my save.
chunky one fails. On the pincer,
Oh,
What kind of save, by the way?
I think it's a con
It
save,
is a
right?
Constitution.
Con save,
okay.
Yeah, and they have to beat 17.
Okay, so 2 definitely fails. On the pincers. Fail. And fail.
Yeah.
And on the 2 normal oozes. Mega fail.
Yeah.
Also fail. Wow.
Wow.
That was pretty bad. That
Did
was,
everybody fail?
they all failed. All 5 of her targets
Wow.
failed. Wait, I need to no, you need to roll for Tweedledum.
I am looking
Tweedledee.
for that. What is it under their stats?
I think I sent it to you as a private message.
Oh, right. It's not on Roll20.
It's on Discord,
Okay,
yeah.
That's why I couldn't find it.
Yeah, I'd recommend maybe saving that as just like to a local file somewhere, but
Okay, so con save, you said?
yeah.
Well, this is the perfect. This would be perfect.
All of the targets fail, so roll your damage.
So which one did you say that one was?
Oh, the one on the left here, this guy.
No, which D or dumb?
Dumb.
Dumb? Okay.
D.
Okay, good. Because he's got more health.
Okay, it's dumb now. 6.
I think you should have
Tweedledee
control
still in
over
his arm.
them. You can... I don't know if you have editing controls to be able to name them, but...
Ooh, that was a nice
Oh, man.
I can't actually.
Ooh, that's great. Love it.
That
29
is great.
frost.
That
29.
is great. Tweedledum now has less health.
Alright, hold up.
Sorry.
Hold up. Alright, so 29. Got a bunch of healths to tally down here. Actually, maybe I don't. Because this guy, just like
he's gonna blow up.
the ice just, the frost kind of blows over him, and it begins to sort of encapsulate his smooth, sort of oozy surface, and you see the ice start to crack a little bit at the seams as his bulbous form just like bloats and inflates until exploding here. So he's gone.
Does that also affect anyone on the other side of the door?
Well, what happens is 13 points of explosive damage.
You're just hearing like.
It's just like pop, 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 pop.
Yeah. So I will say that will actually, that's enough to blow the door clean open, so no more cover or anything. But I won't say anybody on that side needs to make saves, but everybody on the other side will. But as it does, yeah, it just sort of deals some explosive damage to the surrounding environment, and that car just like shakes and rocks back and forth a little bit. Yeah, but it does not fully derail. But that back car kind of gets rocked, and it blows out the windows and it just shakes it a good deal, and deals some damage to the surrounding walls where they're kind of bent out of shape now. So it doesn't look like that car could take much more of that. But let me go ahead and roll mobility saves for the other guys.
Damaged. Oh, wait, no, it might not have killed them.
Oh,
Nope.
no. Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Die, scum.
What?
No, yeah, I think they all failed.
Wow.
No, it's DC 10, so that
Okay.
last guy succeeded. So this guy right here takes
So that
only 6
last
points
dude.
of explosive damage. Which I actually haven't even finished tallying up all of the frost damage they took earlier. So,
This is the best cryo bomb I could have ever heard before.
that was quite the chain reaction. It required some rolls, but we got there.
This is what I've been waiting for.
So what was it? 29?
One bomb to rule them all. 29 cryo plus 13 ooze.
That was the explosive damage on that one. So,
Yep.
and then that guy takes half.
Did they take extra damage from cold damage? Or was it just electricity?
You don't know.
They're weak to electricity. They are weak to electricity. Oh.
And then
I didn't think of that.
Yep. I think you might have been gone when I was. Spark shot's gonna come in real handy.
yeah.
If you have to fight more of them.
All right. So yeah, you basically just went in and tossed the science project through the hole and then just rocked that entire compartment. Everything in there has gotten pretty severely hurt. The ones to the back seem to be doing all right. But so is that going to be Nuria's turn?
Only there was something I could do as a bonus action, but
That'd be icing on the cake.
yeah, that was the end of her turn.
All right. Well, next up is going to be the wall blisters. So this one is just staring down Kevin, and lucky for you, the quarters are so tight that they both can't come at you. But this one
That's
is
good.
going to let loose a roar and kind of charge at you and flail its meaty arms in your direction.
What do I roll?
It's going to roll to see if it hits you. So this is going to be a attack with its crush, which is a 24 to hit.
Oh, crap. Yeah.
So one of these noodly tentacles just wraps around your legs, and the other one wraps around your upper body, and it lifts you off the ground and just begins twisting and squeezing and just straining, and it starts wringing you like a towel. You are going to suffer
Generally speaking.
29 points of bludgeoning damage. And you are grappled, and while you are grappled, you are restrained.
Does that pull him into?
Maybe I should have thrown the cryo bomb in there.
Maybe.
If you did, that might have risked derailing us, though.
That's true.
Wouldn't have been any explosives, though. There was only explosives because the trunk was in that other car.
Damage
Yeah.
blows it up. So, like, even though it was an explosive,
No, yeah, it wasn't really
like, bomb, it wasn't a okay.
Basically, it's explosive damage that you got to be worried about with the environment here. But that's going to be it for the wall blister. No, yeah, it's not. That one's not turning around. They're both kind of gunning for Kevin here. He's really the only one they know about. So they're kind of stacked up, waiting to take a turn. But you are currently in the grasp of that one, and grappled and restrained. So that's going to be the end of the blister's turn, or the wall blister's turn. The chunk's dead. Ashleia is up next.
Well, she's just sitting cross-legged on this chair, and just like, Tweedledee, Tweedledum, little turret baby, he'll take care of it. and then Tweedledee and Tweedledum are just gonna walk in.
Yeah, all right.
And start swinging. Because these guys are all pretty bad now, right?
Yeah. These ones, especially up front, have lost quite a bit of ooze and are just looking pretty rough.
Isn't that one still frozen?
Oh, right. They all got frozen, too. That's right. I forgot that on a failed save, they're also going to be in the frozen condition.
What does... Wait, hold on.
That's why I asked if, like, the explosive, like, would have, like...
Shatter them?
If it killed them, they would have shattered.
Oh.
But they did not
only
die.
Only if they die from it.
I think that technically would have given them disadvantage on their saves, but they all failed anyway.
Looks like Tweedledee gets to do some ice sculpting.
Mm-hmm. Does what effects do they get from Frozen? Autofail stuff.
Let me double check.
Is it kind of like stun?
It's like stun but worse. Frozen is...
Because I might actually do a cast then if...
Aging. They're incapacitated, cannot move, speak, are unaware. Attack rolls against them have advantage. Oh, they auto-fail strength and mobility saving throws, so they technically... Wait, no, yeah. So the one guy wouldn't have been able to succeed. He actually auto-failed, so those two are actually at the same HP. Because technically the cryo bomb would have happened first. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The rest is circumstantial stuff. There are poisons and diseases, and if getting killed by bludgeoning or explosive will shatter them.
Huh. All right.
Getting hit or getting killed?
Getting killed.
Dying from it. Basically, if you die from it, you auto die.
Yeah, you
die.
you mega die.
Super die. No one's gonna piece it together after that. So don't let it happen to you kids. Never do Frozen.
This
All
has
right,
been a PSA.
I was gonna do a cast, but nothing that I have does shrink their mobility saves that would be useful. Like a pressure bomb is a con save, and they still they have to make that save, right?
Mm-hmm.
Might get lucky.
Hold up, you said the car was like rocking pretty badly, right?
Yeah, that back car got rocked pretty hard.
Take it off.
I'm gonna command everybody to start working on the guys up front. And just,
I think I know what you're doing.
Oopsies. Went under. Okay, I guess I'm gonna get up.
Wait,
for this.
so
I'm
this is
gonna,
a mobile unit?
That is a remote drone turret.
Oh, so it's like right. So you've got your turret on top of your RC car, basically.
Yeah, so I've got this it's like this. It was the container that's on my back that's now just crawling around on these four that were the straps that were holding it to my chest.
Right. So that was the
And
spider from last
back
time.
opened up. Yeah, its back opened up like a beetle, and his AK just went out the top.
Sick.
And it's just crawling around everywhere. So they're gonna start moving into that area first, but I'm just gonna I guess, and I'm going to fire. I guess mostly at the floor, kind of by here, try to shatter all these people, but try to disarray, unhinge the cart.
All right, go ahead and roll explosive damage on that.
Oopsies, I almost rolled 60-20. Everyone's doing 20 damage, I think. Oh no, that was
Man.
29.
So 20 explosive damage, you and cause this massive explosion at the connecting point between the two cars, and that car just rocks back and forth before the damage you had done to the sort of connecting clasp just goes ching and unhinges, and you see that car just fall further into the distance before sort of derailing and flipping over the tracks and just tumbling as it goes further and further away from you. You are now being struck by the wind coming through this open door. But
Good work on that.
That car is no more.
Are we at any risk of being pulled out of this car?
If you stand too close to the edge, maybe.
All right, I'm returning my seat.
Just go right to the edge.
I'm gonna stand as far back as I can,
All right.
and then everybody up here is gonna attack.
I think I have a love-hate relationship with Ashley now.
That generally seems to be the case. Everyone loves to hate me. And I'm going to command these two to. Can they just
Yeah, that door can just they
the
could just
door,
throw
just stab
open.
at it?
Yeah, and just start stabbing with their chainswords. Go for it. Just and just start boring into it.
And this is +3. Nope. The attack is +5. It's 20 feet to hit on one of them.
That certainly hits.
It's a 22 to hit on the other one.
Both hit.
still a lot of damage. This is an insane amount of damage. Here's for 38 slashing damage. And for the other is 43 slashing damage. I'm
Ouch.
so glad Ashlea never had to fight these things. She would have died.
So, right. So yeah, they stab in through the back of that car and just, and they catch one of its sort of lanky, noodly arms, and just carve it right off. And then the other chainsword comes in, just carves off the other arm, and this thing just lets out a squeal before it collapses in a heap on the ground.
These things are overpowered. And then the turret will shoot at the one remaining.
All right.
And what's turret stats? Oh no, turret stats is AK stats.
But you make a tool attack.
Yeah. Full burst.
Jeez, you are rolling high tonight.
Yeah.
It's insanely high. I'm sorry everyone else who's getting all the low numbers. It's 26 on the hit, which I'm sure hits.
I wonder if I'll even get a turn.
I don't think this will kill it, but we'll see. 46.
It would be pretty funny if we kill these things in like one round of combat.
How do you want to do this?
Oh my god! What? 14 damage killed it? How much health did these things have?
These things evidently are glass cannons.
Oh right, because are these the ones that have a one shot?
Yeah, in the games it would be a one shot. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay. Well, the turret's just gonna like, or no, it's got legs. It's gonna and just go and just open fire and just continue shooting until it doesn't stop, until it stops moving.
So the laser dot just aligns itself onto the thing's spine, making careful. Well, actually, with Ashlea, maybe not taking care to avoid Kevin, but you see that red dot align onto it, and then just like
real close.
And Kevin, you just see a bunch of tracer rounds just start tearing out the other side of it as it just like gets peppered and then collapses to the ground. It's sort of tentacles are still wrapped around you and coiled, but they seem to now be limp.
I'm just gonna get out of that then.
Summoners are OP.
Evidently.
So
to be fair.
elementalists.
to be fair, I risked a lot to get these dudes. All right, so Ashley is going to continue looking at her nails.
Damn it! Oh, that stung.
I mean, you just got a free chiropractor job. Just.
I think we should try out. Too big.
Kevin,
I think
just-
you cut out.
I
heard
was
that.
gonna suggest moving them to the last cart, but I'm gonna have to do that.
Twiddly Tweedledum, can you please just drag him into here?
And they kind of move and they get on kind of either side of one. And this last one's a little bit easier because it's cut up into pieces. So they get on either side and start picking it up one piece at a time.
I was gonna say I might as well just start carving them up and start moving them one piece at a time.
Oh yeah, so they just and just start turning the middle car into a bit of a butchery and start carving them up and then throwing the chunks into this last car.
Mm-hmm. There, see? Pretty easy. I'm also going to just start rifling through the rest of these bags in here that are here as well.
Okay. Rifling through the rest of the bags.
Luggage and whatnot.
If you were to take some time to loot them, you would also find a chem fluid and chem material among various pieces of basically salvaged from makeup and cleaning materials and other common items.
Anybody need those, or I'll take them?
You can take them if you'd like.
Chem fluid and one of each, fluid and material.
Yeah, one fluid, one material.
Should we? Now let's just move into the next car. I was thinking if we should try to like board off that big gaping hole down here.
There's just a little bit of strong rain coming through that kind of splashes around there every
We
once
can
in a
all
while.
just move it to the next car. Just
And Tweedledum and Tweedledee, they kind of like throw those chunks into that last car, which kind of like some of them just slide out the back and just get lost on the tracks.
A trail of noodle. Somewhere, somebody's gonna come across the derailed car, and there's gonna be a bunch of frozen bits everywhere, and just like a bunch of just like discombobulated ooze. It's like, oh, what's going on here? And then actually, I will just start looking through everything in here as well, just going through bags.
All right. To make a long story short, you go through, you search all the different compartments. You do find one more chem fluid between these next two compartments, but that's about it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about.
Kevin is
That was fun.
Sorry, we all kind of talked at the same there.
Yeah.
Kevin, you go first.
I was just gonna say that Kevin is sort of nursing his wounds a bit as he sits on the seat. He's cringing a bit, but he's doing okay.
I'm gonna do a craft.
All right. Yeah, you've got about an hour of travel time on this line before you arrive at your destination, and you get the sense you'll probably want someone manning the helm to kind of bring it to a stop manually at the right station.
Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna do a craft. This craft is gonna take 30 minutes.
All right. What are you crafting?
You don't know.
What's the DC?
I'm gonna DC 15. I'm making a truth serum.
All right.
Ooh. I'm gonna have Neri use one of the... Where is it? Use one of my medical injections on Kevin.
All right.
Out in there. Oh. How much was it again? I think it was 46? 46. Hurry up, laptop. Hurry up, laptop.
Oh my gosh! I just looked at my inventory.
Oh, that was a nice one.
18 hit points to Kevin.
Hey, Kev boy.
Yeah.
I have a lockpick.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
You're just rifling through your pockets, and you're just like, oh, what's this?
When this guy here?
Kevin just stares at it, sort of deadpan, and he's like, oh.
No, well, who knew?
Just let it, Kevin. Just let it go.
I'm kind of dying inside. Kevin saying that, and me.
I totally forgot I got one of those. It's for my background feature.
Yeah, some
I
background
guess
equipment.
it's criminal.
Huh?
Let me guess, it's criminal.
Oh yeah.
So,
Are you up?
there's
So
any...
I'm just in the back, just getting some liquids into some syringes.
Okay. So you distill those chemicals using your set. Like I said, you guys have another hour, so unless you guys want to get done any other conversation here.
How's Kevin looking? Does he need
better?
another heal?
He's looking a lot better.
Since you jammed him with the serum, he's looking a lot better now. He's like, oh wow, that woke me up. Oh,
I mean,
the pain's gone. Oh,
if you're handing him out, Tweedledum is looking pretty bad. He got blown up.
Yeah. Yeah, I use on Tweedledum. Whichever one he is. One of these two.
So actually, you've now jammed both of them. and I told Tweedledee not to attack you if it hurt. I forgot to tell Tweedledum. So he's just gonna like quickly lash out really quick before Shalea's just like, nope, no lashing out.
I love how Nuria's healing is collectively referred to as jamming. That's just all she's doing. She's just running around holding these syringes like in an ice pick grip and just...
You're healed!
Turn syringe Nuriel.
Oh no. I remember that art.
Kevin, he says, well, you know what? This could have been worse. I've had worse. Last time I was on, I almost died.
Technically, you almost died here as well.
Well, not quite. It wasn't nearly as bad.
I guess so.
Yeah, with the help of a certain little girl, I managed to get out of that one alive.
A little girl helped you?
Yes.
Figures.
What did you say?
I'm just saying.
What, Kevin?
What is so out of character? Is Nuria just the arbiter now? The peacemaker of this group?
Nuria's just like, nobody kill each other until we get to the helipad.
It's like, it's not worth it. She's crazy.
I will turn this evacuation committee around.
Katara's
Good luck
just
with
kind
that.
of sighing and rubbing her head. She's just like, well, let's rest up while we can. We need to get out of here as soon as we hit our stop.
Pretty
Kevin,
good. I don't need a rest.
and with that, Kevin returns to the front of the to the tram and sits in the conductor's seat and sort of just relaxes. And before he leaves, he says, oddly enough, that girl, it sounds weird, but that girl was also my ex-girlfriend. She
Don't
ages
say that
really
to a
quick.
stranger.
Oh, okay, wait. How little do you mean little girl? If I come from the Philippines, here, that can mean any number of things.
And then Yuri's just gonna go start crafting for the next half an hour.
You crafting anything in particular?
Realizing the hole he's dug himself in, he refuses to respond, and he turns around and leaves.
People call me a monster.
He yells back,
Nuri's
it's
gonna-
hard to explain!
You don't get it. She's infected. Although because we do have an hour, it is worth noting you guys can use your hit die to heal.
True, yeah. You can use your hit die if you want to. If Kevin wants to get
Is that
any
a
more
short or
HP, I
long
think he's the
rest?
only one that got hit.
That or a short or a long rest.
Short rest for just over the course of this hour.
Alright, short rest it is. And that is, let's see here.
Yeah, so you could spend any number of your hit dice, add your Constitution modifier to each roll, and you could heal that much.
I
What do you see for this?
must have forgot to note that.
What's Nuria crafting?
That should be easy. Medical injection.
Okay, gotcha.
None of them now.
So apparently I forgot to note my hit dice. So what's that again?
It's your level.
D6.
You have a number equal to your level, and if you're a scientist, right?
Yeah.
He's multi-classed as well. So he has a
Survivor is a D8, right?
D10. So you've got a number of D6s equal to your scientist level, number of D10s equal to your survivor level.
And then roll that plus your Constitution modifier to get how much health you get back. So if you want to roll your higher hit dice from your survival levels, roll 1d10 plus whatever your Constitution modifier is.
I'll just roll the 1d10, I guess. Yeah.
I'm an idiot. My proficiency bonus is a +4. I've been doing a +2 this whole time.
Whoa!
That's kind of a big difference. That's literally double.
Wait, does that factor into heals?
No, it does.
Oh no.
Oh,
No, it doesn't. I wish it did. So... Damn it, I always forget it's intelligence. Yeah. Intelligence? Intelligence. Yes. My
Fair enough.
DC. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I haven't taken any damage yet, so I'm
Yeah,
fine.
okay.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Kevin was the only one who's taken any damage on this whole adventure
It
so
was
far.
true.
Because you
It's true.
guys
I'm-
did not. You guys did not get touched in that last fight. Only Tweedledum and Tweedledee did. So,
I feel so weak.
to be fair, you got bull rushed by this giant friggin' thing.
It just walked up to you and was like, "Hey, let me shake your hand really quick."
So,
Nice to meet you.
that being said, you guys continue on this track another hour. Pretty uneventful. Just sitting by, rocking with the drive. Eventually, you see the station that you recognize from the maps. And Kevin
Pull the lever.
pulls the lever, brings it to a stop, and you're able to step out onto another sort of platform like before.
I have a question.
Yeah?
Would my EMF visualizer be able to control the tram?
You know what? It probably would.
Can I start it again?
After you guys step off?
No. Just like before, like as it's slowing down, just throttle it up a little bit.
All right, the train starts going a little bit as you as you guys start slowing to your stop.
Yuri just stares at her.
Yeah, you're probably the only one who can see her. Just like she's got, like one of the things she's got attached to her face, just like slot down this like visor, and she's just like staring at the cockpit.
We're about to stop.
No, it doesn't feel like it. Whatever Kevin's doing in there is just, he better know what he's doing.
Yeah?
So you guys have slowed, but are beginning to go past the station. You see Katara jump out the doors at the front and make it onto the station platform. But the rest of the train is looking to be moving on.
Kevin notices this and he swears loudly and quickly jumps out the door to the station.
So you both kind of dive out and just roll across.
And he's like, I'm not dealing with this. She jumps out as well.
I'm gonna stay on the train. No, okay.
That was the last you saw of Miss Madigan. And
Taking
her
this train
new
all the way to
shields.
Busan. I'm gonna daintily just like jump out, and then my other two goons following me are just gonna like fall out.
Yeah, they stumble a little bit on their way out, and then they go and compose themselves and follows. So they follow you guys down the station, and you could see the Gale Inn right across down the street from here. The rain is still pouring, and there's still strong wind and thick veil of misty fog out. But you guys see your destination. You know your hope for escape is there. That's where we're going to end tonight's session for tonight. So,
Yeah.
thank you all very much for watching. That was a fun and interesting little ride. We'll be back next week for the next episode. Getting to episode 70. We're in the 70s now. That's crazy. I'm still wondering whether we'll how far this will get before we finish this campaign up.
Episode 69. I mean, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, it's a milestone.
Yeah.
So,
On a good day too.
yeah. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll be back next week. Until next time, we'll see you all later. Peace. Squared. Have a good night. God bless.
Night, sweet dreams, all the good things.